What is the homework that I tell people to do? First, I think you got to read all the recent articles. And the way you get that is to go to the website of the company. They usually have them. Good companies will always have them. How do you find the website of the company? Go to Google. You're very lucky. There is such a thing as Google. You put in Morgan Stanley, and it's going to tell you what the website is. You can get everything from there. I've added a couple new things that I like to have. There's a www.stockblogger, stockblogr.com. And there's another one called www.stockpicker, stockpickr.com. These are sites that I help create to get younger people involved, to make it so that they can very easily, because you're so web savvy, look up current information and look up who owns the stock. So you'll see certain people are always in the news as being great investors, and you can read whether they're in your stock. I think that matters. And I'm not just talking about Warren Buffett, but he's in there too. Then I tell people, get comfortable with the stock. How do you get comfortable? You buy a few shares. When I say a few, I actually literally mean 5 shares. When I was at Goldman Sachs, 5 shares had a $250 commission. Now it's a $7 commission. There's no reason to not have 5 shares. There's nobody standing over you and saying, you know what, you're a piker. You're only buying 5 shares. That doesn't exist. It's all online. No one's talking to you at all. So if you decide to go plunk all your money down, you have $500, you plunk it all down at once, you're not doing my rules. Because then you're setting yourself up on a day like today when the market's down 110 points and you bought a stock at 170, you bought 1 share, and it's at 165, you want to kill yourself because you put all your money, you buy 5 shares, buy 1 share, and then let it come down. Let me emphasize that all of you have a big edge on me. I often joke that I play a 63-year-old man on TV. I'm actually 52, but it's better to be a young-looking 63 than it is an old-looking 52. But when it comes to money, we're not all financially equal. You guys can take more risk than I can. Not all stocks are right for all people, but young people can afford to lose money. If you've got more time to earn back your losses, you can go for a risky stock. I've been recommending a stock of Rite Aid. Mary Sammons runs it. I think she's a fabulous CEO. I've been recommending since it's 3. It's now at 6 and change. Is it risky? They have a horrible balance sheet. It's ranked CCC by one of the agencies. They have to pay a huge amount. They bought Eckerd recently. They bought Eckerd Monday. And they're paying 9% in order to be able to get the money to buy Eckerd. This is just a shambles. But it might be the right shambles for a young person. Because if they pull it off, it could triple. And if they get it wrong, stocks do stop at 0. One of the great things about stocks, they don't go to -2 or 3. So, I mean, I'm looking for a Rite Aid. I'm looking for a Quest, which is a crummy phone company getting better. $10 stock. I'm looking for a Dynegy, which is a crummy energy company getting better. I'm looking for LVLT, level 3, which is a $5 play on its excess bandwidth. So all of you who know YouTube know that eventually we're going to run out of bandwidth, and then you're going to have a backup bandwidth system, and that's LVLT. All the companies I mentioned are crummy. They're all risky. They all have bad balance sheets. But I believe that speculation should be integral to what you can do now, because if you screw up, you can make it back. That's why I want to emphasize, though, if you do have the time and the inclination to build a portfolio, I prefer you to do it. I tell people they have to start with 5 stocks. Why 5? Because you can't diversify for less than 5. I also tell people in a more conservative fashion that you shouldn't really be picking individual stocks until you have $10,000 saved up. I waive that for this room and for college kids because $10,000 is just too darn hard. You're not going to be able to do that. But you might be able to do $200. So again, to get started. And then as you accumulate wealth, you can go back and switch it for your nest egg. I started my IRA right after I got out of college. I lived in my car after college, but I still made the payments. You can save a lot in insurance when you live in your car because you only have car insurance and not home insurance. I've had reversal. I'm happy to talk about them after I give you my talk here. Maybe you buy a biotech stock. I recommended ACAD, Acadia Pharmaceutical, yesterday because they've got some really good stuff against Parkinson's and schizophrenia, but they could be a dice roll. You don't go buy Merck at your age. You don't go buy Pfizer. You don't go buy Abbott Labs. You don't go buy Johnson & Johnson. You buy something that maybe some of your friends have heard about, maybe that you've done some homework on that has enough balance sheet. You buy a NASDAQ, which has an obesity drug, or you buy a company that might have a diabetes drug. None of the big cap stocks, because they're not going to hit it out for you. And again, stock goes to 0, you start over. You can't start over when you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s.